Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gaurnathai ki jai, Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai, Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1 and Text 11. Bhuri Bhurini Bhuri Karmani Bhurini Bhuri Karmani Shrotavyani Vibhagashah Shrotavyani Vibhagashah Ataha Sadhya Atra Yat Saram Ataha Sadhyotra Yat Saram Samudrutya Manishaya Samudrutya Manishaya Bruhi Bhadraya Bhutanam Bruhi Bhadraya Bhutanam Enatma Suprasidati Enatma Suprasidati Bhurini Bhuri Karmani Shrotavyani Vibhagashah Atah Sadhotra Yatsaram Samudrutya Manishaya Bruhi Bhadraya Bhutanam Enatma Suprasidati. Any from anybody else? Bhurini Bhuri Karmani Shrotavyani Vibhagashah Atasadotraya Saram Samudratya Manishaya Bruhi Bhadraya Bhutanam Enatma Suprasidati. Bhurini multifarious. Bhuri many. Karmani duties. Shrotavyani to be learned. Vibhagashah by divisions of subject matter. Ataha, therefore, sadho, O sage, atra, herein, yat, whatever, saram, essence, samudrutya, by selection, manishaya, best to your knowledge, bruhi, please tell us, bhadraya, for the good of bhutanam, the living beings, ena, by which atma, the self, suprasidati, becomes fully satisfied. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada. Translation: there are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied. Please repeat, there are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied. Purport by Sri Prabhupada. Atma or self is distinguished from matter and material elements. It is spiritual in constitution, and thus it is never satisfied by any amount of material planning. All scriptures and spiritual instructions are meant for the satisfaction of this self or Atma. There are many varieties of approaches which are recommended for different types of living beings in different times and in different places. Consequently, the numbers of revealed scriptures are innumerable. There are different methods and prescribed duties recommended in these various scriptures. Taking into consideration the fallen condition of the people in general in this age of Kali, the sages of Naimisharanya suggested that Sri Suta Goswami relate the essence of all such scriptures, because in this age it is not possible for the fallen souls to understand and undergo all the lessons of all these various scriptures in a Varna and Ashrama system. The Varna and Ashrama society was considered to be the best institution for lifting the human being to the spiritual platform. But due to Kali Yuga, it is not possible to execute the rules and regulations of these institutions, nor is it possible for the people in general to completely sever relations with their families as the Varnashrama institution prescribes. The whole atmosphere is surcharged with opposition. And considering this, one can see that spiritual emancipation for the common man in this age is very difficult. The reason the sages presented this matter to Sri Suta Goswami is explained in the following verses. The Sanskrit Bhaktivedanta Purpoto Madhyanatimiram Dhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namavo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So the sages of Naimisharanya are concerned about a common man in this age and his spiritual emancipation. So in this age, one of the we have understood the symptoms in the last class. Some of the symptoms of this age are Prayena Alpayusha. The span of life will be minimized. Not because of lack of food, but because of the irregular habits of eating and many other things. And so also Manda Sumanda Matayo, generally people will be lazy. And in case somebody is interested to understand spiritual life, there are many gurus, many scriptures and many types of varieties of paths. They mislead the person. So that's why the sages are concerned that there are many scriptures are there. So what is the essence that we have to follow so that a common man Enatma suprasidati, the Atma, we are completely satisfied. See, the sages are assembled and they are asking about complete satisfaction of each and every living entity. Bhutanam enatma suprasidati. Bhutanam means all living entities. How can there be complete satisfaction in the minds and hearts of all the human beings and also all other living entities? So look at the broadness of their thinking. They are wanting to know what is this essence from all these scriptures. Bhurini, Bhuri Karmani. There are many scriptures are there. And nowadays the kind of spiritual paths are the kind of books that are available in the particularly in spirituality is overwhelming. It's so many scriptures are there, and then Bhuri Karmani, each one recommends their own set of duties. They say you should do this from the beginning of your day till you sleep. This is what you should be doing. Everybody recommends. Bhuri Karmani Shrotavyani Vibhagasaha. There are so many divisions of subject matters are there. How to ensure the well-being of the body, how to ensure the well-being of the mind. Like that, there are so many divisions of subject matters. And so they are saying, Ataha sadho, O sage, atra yat saram. Saram means essence. Please tell us what is the essence, because we will not be able to select that essence when we read these books. But first of all, it is not easy to read all this. Samudrutya Manishaya, an intelligent sage like Sota Goswami, he can select the essence of all these scriptures. And that essence should be Bhuri Bhadraya, for the welfare, for the good of all the living entities, which satisfies their hearts. So, in this age, what is of a big shortage, what is the biggest shortage in our lives is this suprasidati, this satisfaction. This is the biggest shortage in our lives. We are not short of, say, food. We are not short of some name and fame. We are not short of friends. Thanks to social media, we have a lot of friends now. Even all over the world, you can get in touch with anybody. And then we are not short of any facilities. We have good apartments, blessed with children. They're all getting educated. Things are going on. But somehow there is something which is missing, and that is suprasidati. What is the satisfaction is like? So here there is a hint given why this satisfaction is missing. So you may say sometimes people think this satisfaction is missing because I could not achieve my target in my life, and give me 1 week's time, or give me 1 month's time. I am going to take my steps, the next steps, and then I will be very happy once I reach that particular goal or particular target. Now, one should understand this is a famous trick of what is known as Maya. There is an illusion which drives us in this world, and one of the Maya's favorite techniques is that you have to just take another 1 more or 2 more steps, and that's it. You will be happy, you will achieve what you are actually looking for. This is, for example, sometimes we come across some people, and then we explain that this is the spiritual life. You all have to chant, you all have to do develop your relation with God. Swamiji, there is only one issue in my family. Let me take these 2-3 steps. Give me some 2 months or 3 months, it'll all be all right. So we are all actually trying to achieve that satisfaction of the heart, and continuously we have been driven to think that let me take these next steps and then I'll be all right. Sometimes when we go and approach some people, they'll say, my daughter has to get educated. Swamiji, just give me this few years of time. After they get educated, you go and ask them, now what do you think? So no, just now they got educated, now she has to get a job. And then if you go and ask, no, she got a job, so let her settle up and then get her married. And then after some time, let them settle a bit and then let them have some children. Actually, it goes on. Once the children are there, not easy to focus on. So then, Shastra is saying, behind all these things, there is a lurking dissatisfaction. There is a feeling of incompleteness. There is a feeling that there needs to be done, something more to be done in order to get that satisfaction and then happiness. So why is that? Because here it is mentioned, enatma suprasidati. What we are trying to satisfy is our body, our minds. We wanted to keep all of them very comfortable. But then what we are forgetting is there is a Atma, there is a soul that also requires some food. In our bodies, there is an Atma. This is Bhagavad Gita's one of the crucial lessons. What is the crucial lesson? We are not just these bodies. We have an identity beyond this body. What is that identity? I am spiritual in nature. I have a spiritual inclination. I have a spiritual requirement in my life. So, that Atma's satisfaction, if we don't consider, then it will remain hungry, it will remain incomplete, and whatever else we may try to do, it will not be satisfied. So Prabhupada gives one interesting example. He says, let us say there is a cage, and inside the cage there is a parrot. Sometimes in some of the houses we keep cage, and then there is a bird, parrot is there. We talk to the bird, and the bird repeats the words. Then we enjoy all those little things. And then let us say every day you paint that cage nicely so that it all looks very nice, shining. Every day you clean it up. While you do all this, you are not giving any food to the parrot. Then what will happen to the whole thing? So the parrot will be crying and crying for food. But we are not listening to all those cries, and we just go and paint again. And then again it cries, it calls you. Then again you go and clean it up. So this is what is happening. There is an internal urge for something higher, but we go on doing some external decorations and diversions. We are not addressing the core issue. This is the problem. So what are these urges of the soul which it reminds us continuously? There is an urge of the soul. But then instead of addressing those, we simply cover it up, or we divert it to something else. For example, so what are the urges of the soul? So here Prabhupada is mentioning in the first line, self is distinguished from matter and material elements. It is spiritual in constitution, and thus it is never satisfied by any amount of material planning. We go on planning. If I can achieve this, I will be happy. If I can achieve that, then I will be happy. Like that we'll go on planning, but materially. That means we pursue wealth, we pursue name and fame, we pursue uniqueness, we pursue some kind of a completeness. All these pursuits are there. While doing all these things, we are forgetting that there is one more internally deep desire of the spirit soul. What is this desire? Now here comes the interesting understanding. Shastra says spirit soul is actually a person. Spirit is not some jyoti or some light. Spirit is not some power or some kind of a shakti. Spirit is not some light or all the maybe some luminous object. No, it is a conscious personality. Spirit soul has a personality. It has a body. Spirit soul has a body. It has hands, legs, mind. All the indriyas, perfectly they are there in the soul. But that person is covered by material elements that we see at each other. For example, I may look at some person. What I am actually looking at is some material elements. They are known as Pancha Mahabhuta. I see only the matter, material body, right? But inside there is the actual person living. Then what is this body? Actually, we will see in Bhagavad Gita, this body is compared to yantra rudani maya. This is made up of material nature has given us yantra. Yantra means it's like a machine. What kind of a machine? In our modern language, if I have to mention, it is like a robo. But inside the robo, there is a person sitting and he is moving inside the robo. Through the eyes, who is seeing? The soul is seeing. Through these eyes of this body, who is seeing? Soul is seeing. There is a personality inside. He is the one who is seeing, he is the one who is trying to understand, he is the one who is experiencing by sitting inside that robo. So when we look at somebody, you think, okay, oh, he is such and such person or she is such and such person. But actually, that's only a robo, what you are looking at. Imagine now we are seeing robos, no? Inside, let us say somebody sits. How it will be? The robo is moving and inside is traveling inside that. That is our experience actually speaking. Shastra says we are all caught up in this machine and we are experiencing this world all around us. We are seeing this way, we are seeing this way, continuously looking for something to satisfy us, something to make us happy and enjoy life. This is what we are looking at, but we are not realizing that I am different from this body. Now, how can you say there is a person inside? Again, Prabhupada ji gives one very, little difficult example to digest, but then we have to, I'll explain. So, let us say there is a person, a young man or a young girl, and say a young man, and very handsome, tall, well built, and very smiling, talented person, and then he is explaining what he wants to achieve in his life. Yes, I want to go to America, I want to do this job, I want to do like that, I like to go to park, I like to go to this, I like to go to, all those ambitions he is saying. And suddenly, like we see nowadays, there's a lot of such cases. Suddenly, let us say, he gets a heart attack. Unfortunately, after COVID, the many young people are dying out of heart attacks, and collapses on the body. Body is lying on the floor. Now, Shastra is encouraging us to analyze this. 1 second before, a lively personality who is telling what he wants to achieve. And 1 second before, let us say you go and pick up a quarrel with him. Now you go and slap him. What will happen? He will pound you. He will slap you back, right? After 1 second, you go and slap him. Same person is lying there on the floor. You go and slap him. There is nobody to slap you back. You go and ask him, what is your goal? What do you want to achieve? There is nobody to explain to you how he wants to enjoy his life, what he wants to enjoy in his life. There is nobody. What happened to that person? Just 1 second before, he is bubbling with energy and explaining all his desires, his ambitions in life. And just after 1 second, why so much difference? What happened to that person? The person who is missing in their body is known as Atma, the soul. Actually, more you grasp this as an example, you will realize, yes. So what he left is the robo. He left that machine. The person moved on. And Shastra says, he will move on to the next machine, one more life. He will assume one more body and he will continue his desires. As long as the Atma has desire to enjoy in this world, the God, Krishna, will keep giving bodies. And while living in this life, we'll be desiring one more body. If I can be like that, it will be so nice. All of us think like that, no? And when let us say we are little fat, and we'll see somebody little thin, I say, it's nice, no? I should have been like that. In our younger days, I remember this during college life. We saw some youngsters. Early morning, they used to get up and go for table tennis. They go and indoor sports, tuck, and then they'll all be coming out after 1 hour or 1.5 hours of nice practice. And then other students who sees them, see, look, we should also play this, table tennis. So you see, suddenly there is a trend in the whole hostel or in the college of table tennis. And suddenly you see some people are going for, say some gym. Immediately everybody thinks, yes, I should. And somebody takes a nice motorbike, zoom is going. Hey, this looks better. They also want to play. See how we get attracted to bodies, good-looking bodies, and then there is a desire that yes, even I should be like that. Why are we thinking? Because if I'm like that, probably I will be more happy and satisfied. This is the background urge. I can be very satisfied if I can get like that. But you go and ask that person. You go and ask that person, so what do you think? Are you completely satisfied and happy? Say, no. If I can be like that, he will have, his own hero or heroine. If I can be like that, then I will be happy. For example, people who are seeking money, want to be very healthy, you go and ask them, a wealthy man, you go and ask him, what do you think? No, I have to achieve that position. Let us say the top one, wealthiest man, who is now? Who is the person? Yeah, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the number 1 billionaire. Actually, everybody is thinking he is having a good life. Suddenly, there was a Twitter message from him recently, some couple of months back, that every day I take a small pill for my depression. The number 1 wealthiest person on the planet, he is taking tablet for depression. So then where is the satisfaction? Where is this thing? You know why? Because inside that body, that soul, not happy. Not at all satisfied. It wants something else. What it wants? It wants something spiritual. Because that soul is a personality, it requires the pleasure of enjoying with one more personality. It wants, there is a satisfaction of dealing with, relating with one more personality. But someone who understands us nicely, we want to be with people who will understand us nicely. They can love us, nicely, without without looking at our weaknesses, our mistakes, our limitations. Someone who really understands me with such personality, we want to relate, we want to exchange, our emotions. This is our goal. Now, who is that personality? Who can really completely understand me and unconditionally love me? Who is that personality? In the next sloka, we will see he is known as Devaki Sutha. He is known as Krishna. Only God understands us individually, clearly. And He reciprocates to our desires perfectly. Sometimes in our relationships, we don't actually mean it, but we will say something. Our anticipation is that we are expecting something very nice, but instead, that other person takes it in a different way, doesn't understand what is our mood, what is our actual intention, and then sometimes a relationship can go into a different direction. You found that sometimes it happens. It's called misunderstanding or whatever we say. Actually, we don't mean it, but it happens like that. So, but with God, there is no such danger. With Krishna, with Narayana, there is no such thing. He knows clearly what is our intention. We want to relate. We want to relate with Him as our Father, as our Supreme Master, as our friend, as our lover. The way you want to relate with God, God relates with you like that. This is Krishna's magic. Krishna relates with each one the way we want to relate with Him. So, Prabhupada is teaching us how to relate with Krishna as servants of God. We all have to learn this. What is the constitution of the soul? What is our identity? The soul is a servant always. For example, you look at the current life, we are always serving someone. Yes or no? We are always serving someone. A mother serves the children, husband, family. Husband serves the family, maybe his boss, or he himself may be a boss, but then he has his own customers as servants. And then somebody is a political leader, maybe a chief minister, he will say, please give me opportunity to serve all of you. That will be the election campaign. During election time, they will remember service. They will say, please give me one chance to serve you, serve the country, serve the state, whatever. So, if you see, actually, we are all by nature supposed to render service. But since we are rendering service to some people, who don't appreciate our service, who don't understand us, and so the relationships are very bitter. Relationships are not satisfying. Now this is the problem. Satisfaction doesn't come because there is no perfect reciprocation from the object of service. So that's why here, the all over the world, there are many religious systems, scriptures. They all encourage the soul, every living entity, to approach God, approach Krishna, and then relate with Him in perfect way. And then there are so many methods. Each religion, each scripture has their own methodologies and duties. For example, we say chant Hare Krishna. Somebody may say offer prayers. Somebody may say do puja. Somebody may say, do some yajna, some dhyana, tapa. So many processes, so many duties we see. That's why here it is mentioned, Bhurini, Bhuri Karmani. So many duties are defined. And then Shrotavyani Vibhagasaha. And also there is a division of subject matters. So Prabhupada, he mentions in the purport one interesting word. He says, all these duties are divided into what is known as Varna and Ashrama system. Varnashrama system. What is this Varnashrama system? Actually, God created this world in a way that there are vibhagasa. There are divisions. Divisions of the whole work. Divisions of the various aspects of our life. There is a division. Vibhagasaha means, in normal our understanding, departments, divisions. In some big companies, you will say division head. That means there are divisions out there. Each division focuses on one type of work. So God created this world in a way that there are 4 major divisions of work and existence. What are they? There are 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. These are the divisions. Now, work divisions means one kind of work is called spiritual teaching and training, guiding, counseling, educating. This is one division. One more division is administration, protection of people, taking care of the boundaries, and ensuring that everybody is satisfied and happy. Particularly, nobody is plundered, protecting them from thieves, rogues, rascals, all those people. This is second division. This is one more work. And there is one more work, third category, and that is to produce the grains, all the food for maintenance. Then there is a trading business, earning money, supporting the society, supporting dharma, supporting culture. This is one more division of work that we see. And then there is one more division that is, simply these people are so simple in their hearts that they just want to work, just render some kind of a physical work, labor, and kind of an employment, and then support the work that is there. And these are the 4 types of categories of work that we see, and this is not man created. This is God created. God's intention is that each and every person should not be overburdened by all the work. In a company, let us say the manager calls and says everything you have to do. You have to go and clean the toilets, and also you have to go and meet the customer and convince him and get the contract. Actually not possible. Everybody has a certain inclination. Now this is, on what basis I have to take up this work? Krishna says, guna karma. Based on a guna, your inclination. And karma, based on your talent. The kind of talent that you have and quality that you have. Based on those, you can get into any of these 4 divisions. Now these 4 divisions are given some names. These categories of departments. The departments are given names. Vibhaga. What is this Vibhaga? One is called Brahmana Vibhaga. One more is called Kshatriya Vibhaga. And one more is called Vaishya Vibhaga. And one more is called Shudra Vibhaga. Unfortunately, these departments have now degraded to caste system. What is caste system? In the caste system, they say birth is most important. Based on the birth, you will be called as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, which is not true. Krishna is not saying. He is saying based on your guna, your qualities, your lakshana, based on your guna and karma, your talent and skill. You have an inclination, you have a skill, then go ahead. You can be a part of any of these divisions. See how broad-minded it is. It is like IAS, IPS and IRS and whatever that, these things are. Anybody can get in. Based on your talent, your inclination. Some people really want to become only IPS. That's their inclination. Somebody wants to get into military. They're all chivalrous. They're a Kshatriya Vibhaga. Some people, they automatically get attracted to spirituality, want to be with God, chanting mantras, reciting, worship. Or they are into guiding, counseling, teaching, regular professions we see, teachers. Actually, they are into Brahman Vibhag. And some people are naturally for business. They are very smart in business. Their brains work in terms of numbers. Continuously, numbers will be working. Every paisa, they're conscious of every paisa that moves in the system. That's naturally, some people have that inclination. And then they produce money. Some people are attracted to farming. That's also good. So, based on guna karma, we can happily do a certain type of work and live comfortably. This is the God's desire. But currently what is happening? Everybody is pushed into only one division. What is that division? Employment. At the end of the whole education, what are we looking for? Employment. That means the fourth division. Of course, I may look a little harsh now, but we are looking into fourth division. Of course, nowadays the governments are encouraging to move on to the third division, startup company, you do your own business, become an entrepreneur, all those things they are saying. That is third division. Some people get into politics or some kind of an administrative jobs, that is second division. And then there is some people, they want to be intellectually doing some kind of a research, advisory, or teaching profession as a professor. This is all. But the key here is all the divisions should be meant for satisfying or reaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. The culture is same across all the divisions. It doesn't matter which work one is doing, as long as that work is meant for satisfying Krishna or Vishnu. It doesn't matter. Whether he is doing fourth division, third division, second division, first division, it doesn't matter at all. He is also a devotee, There is a oneness on the platform of spirituality, but there is no equality at the level of the materialism, on the material level. Actually, most of the people, they want equality, right? We should be equal. But actually there is no equality. Vibhagasaha, there is a division. Everybody cannot do everything. Why a lot of students and youngsters and a lot of people, they come under heavy strain, heavy stress nowadays because they don't recognize this Vibhagasa. See, for example, somebody's inclination is to become a music director or a painter or whatever. Or at least in our time, even if somebody wants any of these desires, we have only two options. Either you have to take PUC level, you have to take either MPC or some BPC, that's all. There are only two. Later on, slowly that BCom, commerce also came in. Otherwise, our time only two, either here or there. Then We were thinking, at least I was thinking, my God, here means I have to see blood, cut frogs. Not for me. So I came to this side. It's not because I'm attracted to this. There is no other option. Because nowadays the options are there. More options are there. See, what we are trying to do is we are trying to fit in everybody into a unique, one single mold. Everybody has to go through the same thing, Let us say you have an elephant, and you have a bird, and you have one animal like tiger. You have one tortoise, and you have one hare. All these things are there. And you say, now I will give you an examination, and if you pass in this examination, then you will get food every day. Otherwise, now what is the examination? The examination is that you have to climb the tree and pluck that fruit. Immediately bird, it went there, got the thing. Elephant, where it can climb the tree and then pluck a fruit, not possible for the elephant. But elephant exists. It is an elephant after all. Even tiger cannot. Even some other, you understood, birds probably, birds obviously they can go and do it. Maybe some other animals also probably will be able to do it. But other things cannot. But let us say the examination test is, you have to eat 1 ton of food that I am going to give you, and if you pass in that, then it is fine. Otherwise you are doomed. Now elephant happily will eat 1 ton. But what about that sparrow? What about that ant? Ant cannot eat one little. This is the problem. We are trying to fit variegatedness in the Lord's creation. Wonderful variegatedness is there. Each person is a unique, wonderful person. He is a divine Amsha of the Supreme Lord, Krishna's Amsha. Somehow he has got a certain body. That bodies are variegated. Everybody has their own uniqueness. You cannot say this is less and that is less. But we are saying this is the test. That test may be suitable for only one particular category. What about the other people? There is no consideration. This is the problem. If somebody understands the scripture, they understand, such a variegatedness is there. How can I arrive at one single thing? It is not possible. So, that is about work. There is one more division called student life. That means our life divisions. Student life, married life, then retired life, and then finally, the third one is middle-aged life. It's called Vanaprastha. Brahmachari, student life, Grihastha, married life, then Vanaprastha, semi-retired, and then sannyas, completely retired from the regular activity. He is focused fully on Krishna consciousness. This is one more division of life. Everybody goes through these 4 phases. As a student, as a married person, as a Vanaprastha means more of pilgrimages. Once somebody crosses 50, he feels like traveling. Nothing wrong. That's a psychology. So after 50 years, he should go for Tirtha Yatras. So Vanaprastha stage means both husband and wife can be together. And slowly, when he comes to 70 plus, then the man becomes completely detached, and then he travels all over the world to preach about God. He becomes a preacher. That is sannyas. But anyway, in this age, Prabhupada is saying, not possible to follow these rules and regulations which are given in otherwise so nice it is. Everybody has a certain rules to follow as a student, certain rules to follow as a married person, certain rules and prescribed bhuri karmani, certain duties to be followed as a vanaprastha and sannyas. Also, he has to follow certain rules as a Brahman vibhag, Kshatriya vibhag, Vaishya vibhag and Shudra vibhag. That is his work. So all these combinations of information not possible to practice unfortunately nowadays. Otherwise that is so systematic and smooth. Everybody is fed, everybody is satisfied. They have time to practice Krishna consciousness. They can think about Krishna, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's name, and then discuss about the Supreme Lord. This is the mood of this Varnashrama society. Unfortunately, in India, it was flourishing, but because of some invasions, some foreign cultures, this whole system collapsed. Now it has become like a caste system. Hmm? In the next few classes, whenever there is an opportunity, I'll tell you how beautiful this system is. This divisions and then simplification of our life. As a student, what we should do as a grihastha, like most of you are married, what are the duties of a married person? And then, if you are little becoming older, then what should you do? Then finally, when you become completely retired from the regular duties, how you can utilize that time also actively for God, for reaching Krishna. This is life. This is life. So we will understand this. So here, the essence of all the scriptures is somehow satisfy that spiritual urge, that spiritual hunger in the living entity. That hunger is for permanent happiness, permanent relationship. That permanent relationship is possible with God, and that is the essence that we will gradually see in the next few classes. The sages are going to ask more interesting questions, and more we can come to know about God or Krishna. Any questions before we stop?
How do we follow this duties, like what a Krishna consciousness preaches, like when the whole family is like not aligned and then being a working woman and a mother and then a lot of responsibilities, you get pulled in many different directions. How to take time to adhere to these rules and regulations that we have and the challenges that we have with the kind of lifestyle that we live.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, actually, that is one is an important practical question. Um, all of us are loaded with many responsibilities and duties. We have families to take care. We have to give time for the children. We have to give time for, if they are Matajis, then you have to give time for your husband and family, or you have to give time for wives and the family. Particular, and then we have to give time for ourselves also. There is some time that is required for us also, for our own growth. And then comes, there are relatives, the Bandhu Varga, they also demand time. And because there will be social functions, if you don't go, they will remember, see, you not come. Uh, so there are some social responsibilities. Then we have a community responsibility. Let us say we are living in an apartment. That also brings in certain responsibilities. We have to be part of the community activities. And then, like that, there are, as Mataji is asking, we certainly have a lot of responsibilities and also a lot of fun also sometimes. But then there is lack of time. There is a lack of time. How to balance all these things? This is the biggest issue. Now, spiritual life, we have come here because we all have some spiritual urge. We want to know God. We want to understand higher things. We want to experience some finer sentiments, finer enjoyments. And this is also important because we came to know in this class, even if I have everything else nicely, still we will not be satisfied. So prasidati, Atma will not be satisfied. So that means this is also important. Now what should we do? So there certainly that we need to bring in a certain kind of balance and priority in our lives. Otherwise, no human being can give so much time. We only have 24 hours minus 8. Straight away, 7 8 hours goes for sleep. By the way, we should not sleep more than 7 8 hours. So that means you are left with uh, 16 hours, and then our jobs will demand jobs and travel. They demand about 10 to 12 hours, right? So then you are left with just 4 hours, and then you have your own requirements. Some eating 3 times with a little snack, 4 times eating. It takes minimum 1 hour. 1 hour to chala gaya. And then little bit, even if you have to do little bit in the house, then that goes 1 or 2 hours. Over, time is over. So actually, we have to bring in some kind of a priority in our life. Now, what is that priority? The Shastra is saying your topmost priority is the soul. You may say, Swamiji, if you come to this, you will say soul, but when you go to the house, they will say this is. That's why the target of the family, the Shastra was looking at a family as a happy unit. And in that family, the responsibilities were divided. Vibhagasaha. There is a division. And so that one person is not burdened. There is a division, and then there are certain responsibilities. But again, as I said, modern age, sometimes both husband and wife have to work. In some cases, unless both work, it will not happen. These are the challenges of this modern life. So we will have some practical sessions how we can simplify our life to such an extent that at least we can spend some time with Krishna. We want to be immersed in His holy name, His pastimes. There's something higher to learn in life. Because these days will go on like this, tuck, 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 will pass by. One day we will be in our old age, and then without even achieving anything concrete, will be taken out of the scene. This is the danger. Before I go out, let me build up my permanent life. Something permanent. If I build a building, it is not permanent. If I do something else, not permanent. But if I can build up my own spiritual account, the chanting you are doing, permanently it will be there. It will not go. Life after life, it will follow you. Whatever little service you are doing to Krishna, Krishna will never forget. Everybody else may forget, but Krishna will not forget. This is the beauty. So any service that you do, that is always remembered. So how do we bring in a balance is the question. And day to day, we have to have that balance. Some kind of a simplification, some kind of a change in our lifestyles will certainly help. And it will not only help spirituality, it will help your health, your well-being, your overall well-being, it will help you. This is the target of spiritual life. Spiritual life will lighten you up. It will ensure that you have a overall well-being.